Things from Polish American in McLean, Virginia, next to Washington, D.C. What a big circus was yesterday at the White House. Look at this guy, Zelensky, who is criminal. He wants another $100 billion so he can continue the war. Okay, if you give them $100 million, he's going to continue the war. Trump knows around. Trump said Europe has to pay for it. We're just gonna sell the weapons, but which weapons? We don't have any Patriots. It's a 7 years waiting list for the Patriots, but Patriots, it's a old technology. Anyway, Donald Trump, I know he doesn't like Zelensky. This is Washington Times, Tuesday the 2005. Then we have all the wizards here. Von der Leyen, she's criminal. During the COVID, she wasted 35 billion euro taxpayers' money for unproven experimental drugs called the vaccines for COVID, which some of them were not used. You have a Chancellor of Germany, you have a Prime Minister of Great Britain, you have a Trump, you have an idiot Macron with the husband, with the man, wife. Then you have a Giorgia Meloni. She cannot be trusted as well. Then you have a Prime Minister of Finland. And the one in the middle, I forgot. This is the German guy. And I think this one is a Secretary of NATO. Ukrainian feel war, staging cost of children's lives. This is a fake picture, pretty much. When you have a war, of course, there are some children which are missing when you have a war coming through. But Russia was paying very deep attention from the day one to save casualties for civilian population. This is not the war, it's a special operation. Special operation, because if it will be a war, Russia will take over entire Ukraine by now. And also the situation with the children. Uninformed Melania Trump, our First Lady, she sent a letter. But Russia only took for custody orphans from the war zone, and most of them, they were Russians anyway, and they got excellent housing, healthcare, education, and they're not going to give. President Putin asked Zelensky, send us the list of the parents, let us contact. We just want to make sure the parents exist. We're going to match DNA, because we don't want 2,000 children to be indoctrinated from young youth with your neo-Nazi, Bandera style, chauvinist ideology. We want these children to have a regular, normal life. And this is New York Times. You have a little bit bigger picture here. I see Macron is sitting next to President Trump. And Zelensky didn't wear the tie. He looks like, he's drinking too much, taking too many drugs. Look at his face. And this is Marco Rubio next to President and Zelensky. There will be no security guarantees whatsoever from US. US is not gonna send any more. But the Russia requested anyway from day one. Total denazification, removal of all the NATO CIA military bases. Future Ukraine has to be neutral country with very small limited military. And all the eastern provinces, they are historic Russia for 1,000 years. Crimea as well. And city of Odessa, in my opinion, will go back to Mother Russia, since for 500 years was under Polish protectorate, king of the Poland. Then after the Ottoman Empire put his own control, it was a trade city, was a lot of Greek people living there, Polish people, a lot of Jewish people because they were doing the trade. And Katarina the Great took back from Ottoman Empire and she built the city. A lot of famous Russian people like poet Pushkin, who was born from some kind of royal family in Ethiopia. He was black. So it was 1806, Katarina the Great. She invited him to Kremlin, to the palace, and after to St. Petersburg. And he was Russian pretty much. A lot of Russian people were born in Odessa. During the Second War, when the Soviet army was fighting Germans just in Crimea, Soviet Red Army lost about 350,000 soldiers because this was very strategic location for German army and German navy as well. We don't have experts in US. Most of them, they are so uneducated, have no clue about the Russian history. They don't understand psychology, how the Russia works. And that Donald Trump doesn't have any good advisors whatsoever.